Hi there, everybody. This is modulistack, and I had such a great time doing the Moose versus Johnny Five game that I decided to try out some more commentaries of a sort of instructional nature. That is a lot of Fs. So this game was submitted. I did hit up the StarCraft 2 class Reddit to get some replays, and seems like people are interested. So without any more delay, over here in the lower left as the red Protoss, we have Ambiturnal. Ambiturnal was my very first YouTube subscriber, so huge heart goes out to him. Going to get a pylon here at the ramp. In the meantime, his opponent at the upper left, or upper right, excuse me, is the blue Zerg ChexMix. And interestingly enough, he seemed to have gotten this Overlord on 10, which is strange. Oh, there goes the extractor trick. A little bit late. Okay, no problems so far. This pylon placement. So the one thing I don't like about this is it seems like it's a little bit hard to wall off with 3 buildings. You could back this up a little bit, and it would be easier to wall off in case of a 6 pool or something. But I'm not a Protoss player. I don't know everything about pylon placement. So if you have a plan for everything, then that's just fine. Scouting around, seeing what Zerg is up to. So Ambiturnal did tell me a little bit about how he likes to play out this matchup. Specifically, he said that he likes to go for some early pressure. And by early, I mean sending out just 2 or 3 units to harass the Zerg's fast expansion. And Zerg pretty much should be fast expanding in this matchup. Usually, I would say after pool. But if you don't get that second base up reasonably soon, it's trouble. So on the other hand, it does have a lot of vulnerabilities, and I think those 2 or 3 unit attacks are a great way to take advantage of those vulnerabilities, and I don't think enough Protosses do that, to be honest. Gas up, sending guys over there to mine. This gateway is done, but I do not see a probe ready to build the cybernetics core. Yeah, that's a really that is a really light cybernetics core there. Notice, yeah, not quite able to make, I can't quite tell, not quite able to make the wall off here that you want. You sort of want a 1-space wall off there to fit a single zealot in. Second gateway going down just after the core. Zerg players always watch for exactly when the second gateway and the core go down. If the second gateway goes down before the core, that usually means he's planning on sending out 2 stalkers. But we're not going to see that now. There is this zealot making, and I don't know, maybe we will see a stalker right after this. Zerg has taken the expansion and his gas. I missed if that gas was before the expansion or not. Zerg late on the second queen. Should be getting that second queen right away because it's so good for your production, and he's got the money for it. So by the way, pulling up the production tab. He's also late on an overlord. So do make sure to make these overlords before you need them. Don't also spend your money. Don't let your larva pull up like this. There we go. He's deciding to make a couple drones. In the meantime, chrono boosting out some stalkers. So Zealot is moving out a bit. They're going to pick off this Zergling. Nice move. That way the Zergling will not see the second stalker come out. Now, ChexMix is doing the right thing here. He's putting down a spine crawler right away. Of course, it would be better if he put it down with this drone because it would be starting that much sooner. And believe me, every second counts with these kinds of timings. As you will see, these units are going to arrive before the spine crawler is even close to done. So he should cancel this. Misses the cancel, loses a drone. That is painful. Now, I should say that this kind of push by Ambiturnal, it's really good. You can micro these stalkers nicely against these Zerglings. Notice they're only taking shield damage, which is awesome. This Zealot, however, getting surrounded, going to be picked off. The thing about these pushes is they are so dependent on Zergling speed timing. Ambiturnal was saying to me that he watches for the gas timing to know when Zergling speed is coming, and that is really good. When I play Protoss, that is something I don't do because my Protoss is not so tremendously great. But that's a wonderful thing to do. More Protossers should do that. Pay a lot of attention to the Zergling speed timing. Speaking of which, ChexMix didn't actually get Zergling speed. So that's actually pretty cool of Ambiturnal to pull back, because the thing is, you can run into this problem playing I'm just going to throw out there that this is a platinum level replay. So the thing is about playing in leagues that aren't, that aren't absolutely the top, or playing players that might make a lot of little errors, like forgetting a queen or forgetting zergling speed, these kinds of things. You can develop bad habits. You can start to assume that early pressure is going to work better than it should, and you can develop bad habits there. So I really like the fact that Ambiturnal is pulling back here, because for all he knows, ChexMix started zergling speed at the right time, and it will be finishing any moment, and he's going to be really vulnerable. Okay, so great move. Now notice that his warp gate is done, and he is just starting to morph these two gateways, and then he's gotten a nexus and a forge. This might be a little premature, as we see there are a lot of zerglings out on the map now in reaction to that pressure. So Ambiturnal does not have a sentry out, so I'm not really sure how he's going to hold this off. It seems a bit rash to expand without any sentries, but oh, sentries coming out just in time. Pretty good force field, though. This one stalker is left out to die. Getting a nice choke there with the Zealot. The Zealot, just 4 hit points left, but manages to survive. So nice defense here by Ambiturnal. Although these sentries, just a touch late, could have been really bad, especially if he had zergling speed. This could have gone even worse. But look, ready with the photon cannon. So really liking the transition here, really smooth, and he's getting a 3rd gateway up. Looking good here. Zerg has this expansion, but since he made so many zerglings, really going to be behind in the harvester count, 30 to 20. So Protoss players who are scared of that big mid-game Zerg economy, this is what you do to solve that problem. You just put on a ton of pressure pretty early and scare them into making a lot of units. And look, he's even going for roaches and should be getting that lair, but he's not, because I think he's just thinking about making units. Maybe, well, it's tempting as Zerg when you see an expansion this fast. It's tempting to want to just go kill it. I don't think that's a very reliable way to play, but it's something you should be really concerned about as Protoss. You should really make sure you're defending against all of these possible roach zergling all-ins. And this is looking pretty all-in, because there's no lair. He's even pulling guys off of gas for some reason. Why is he doing that? Look at the production tab. More roaches. Finally going to get that zergling speed soon. Makes sense to pull guys off of gas, but I would like to see him making stuff out of this larva. He is supply blocked, which is why he's not doing that. Look at this. 7 larvae at this base, 5 larvae at this base. Engaging with these roaches, Ambiturnal should be pulling back here, because these roaches can micro well against these zealots, and there's not a lot of stalker support. I would like to see a few more stalkers, given how many roaches are out, but of course I think this is the first Ambiturnal is seeing of this. No Guardian Shield. He does have enough for it, I think. No, doesn't have enough on his sentries. So another disadvantage of getting such late sentries is you do not have access to those useful Guardian Shields, and as you can see, it's a big deal here. This cannon is doing a ton, but it's not quite enough. He probably needed a 2nd cannon earlier if he was going to hold on with such a small number of units. But I do like this robotic facility. I do like the fact that he has this option of chrono boosting out this Immortal. I would like to see a chrono boost going down in this Immortal, because it's pretty important right now. Fighting roaches with probes. You don't generally want to be in this position, but obviously it's the best Ambiturnal can do right now. This Immortal gets out, though, and this is going to clean up absolutely everything. 2 cannons in place, and now what is the Harvester situation? Ambiturnal still ahead on Harvesters. Units lost tab. We see that he lost a little more than his opponent, about 250 minerals, 250 minerals more than his opponent. Overlord Suicide. So, lost a little bit more, but his economy's been running so much better than his opponent's that he really should have this game pretty secure at this point. That was a very scary moment to have roaches rush in like that, and he should have been a little bit more prepared. I think some more careful pylon sniping and that kind of thing could have meant a victory for the Zerg in that situation. But Ambiturnal has